Hello, and welcome back to yet another retro channel. Today we're going to be continuing our look at the Amstrad CPC 464, the little composite and back porch mod board that I ordered for the Sinclair ZX81 has not arrived yet. I just ordered it a week ago and it's coming all the way from Germany, so I didn't actually expect it. So we will continue looking at the CPC 464. Now, if you remember in the last video, we just took a quick overview of it, and we got it running, and it was running. We just got it hooked up and displaying and everything good. And I attempted to load the one piece of software that I have for it, which is Ghouls and Ghosts on cassette, and I failed. And thanks to some helpful viewers in the comments, I found out that what I did was use the wrong load command. I used load instead of using run. So what we're going to do is we're going to try it with the right command today and see what happens. And there is actually a shortcut for run, and it is the small control key and the small enter key together, and that will bring up run. And then you hit play on the cassette drive and hit any key on the keyboard, and it will begin loading. Now this is going to take a while, so I will fast forward through this until we get some kind of result. You should see it start and recognize block 1. There we go, loading Ghouls and Ghosts, block 1. And here goes the fast forward. Okay, so it failed to successfully load the software and it ended up rebooting the machine. I've actually tried this several times and it always fails at exactly the same point. So I don't know if that means that this cassette is defective or if that means that the cassette drive is defective. And this is the only piece of software that I actually have for this machine. Or at least it is on cassette. That leaves me with a problem. How do I figure out what's going on? I could simply do the service on the cassette drive and make sure that the heads are clean and all the motors and belts are lubricated, or motors are lubricated, belts are clean and fresh and have a good tension on them. That is a possibility. It's possible that as the tape spools through, that it creates more tension on the drive motor. But what I would love to be able to do would be to hook up another way to load software. Unfortunately, I do not have a DDI disk drive interface for this, or a disk drive, and the CPC 464 does not have an external input for loading files via audio from another device. I do have plans to build. I actually have the circuit boards on order and the parts for the bill of materials for a TZX Duino, which is an Arduino Uno based device that will play back CDT files, which are files containing the data as it is on a cassette. And the TZX Duino will convert that to audio and play it back. However, I don't have all of that stuff available yet to build that, but you should be able to use your computer or your cell phone or tablet to play back those files and get them to go via audio into the Amstrad. However, there is, as I said, no way to get that input in. There are no audio in jacks on this machine, but it is possible to add them. Now, what I'm going to do today to allow that to happen is I'm going to do something that's going to be a little triggering for some of you. I realize that there is an aversion out there to case modification. Normally, I would not do this. I'm also pretty averse to modifying a case unless it's absolutely necessary. And in this case, I think it is, so that I can load software onto this machine. Otherwise, it's just a paperweight. So what I am going to do is I'm going to open this machine back up. And as you can see, I didn't put the screws back in it from the last time because I knew I'd be working on it again. I am going to modify this by adding both a 3.5 millimeter and a 2.5 millimeter audio jack. Well, they're audio jacks, but one of them is used for audio and the other one is used for remote control. The TZX Duino can handle the remote control. Obviously, something like a cell phone won't be able to, but it should allow me some software. So I am going to add both a 3.5 millimeter and a 2.5 millimeter jack to the back of the case, right in this area here, and they're going to be connected to the audio input and the remote control. Now, obviously, a cell phone won't be able to handle the remote control, or a computer or a tablet, but once I've built a TZX Duino, that should handle the remote control. The CPC 464, the Amstrad machines, when they load software, sometimes they pause the tape for a certain length of time. I've heard theory that it might be some kind of copy protection, but some software won't load without the remote control working. Other software will, but we'll be able to load some without it. To do that, like I said, I need to drill a couple of holes. I'm going to start out by drilling smaller pilot holes. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to come back to the 2.5 millimeter. In the meantime, I'll have to patch that up and see what else we can do. But the 3.5 millimeter, which is the important one for audio, that one does fit. Now we need to connect this up. Now, thanks to Noel from Noel's Retro Lab, we actually know where to connect these. And I will link the appropriate video in the comment or the description. We want to link the tip of the jack to the top end of C317 right here, and that will bring it in before the two operational amplifiers, op amps. And by putting it in at the input of the capacitor, we also strip out DC offset so that it allows it to work better with devices other than something like a TZX Duino, it will work better with tablets and cell phones and computers. So we want to tie the tip side here. And we can pick up ground pretty much anywhere that there's ground. I think this is a good ground location. And then we just have to figure out which pins on the back of this go to tip and shield. So this one to the farthest left of me is tip, and shield is the opposite. Easy. Easy peasy. Now we should have connectivity between tip, not ground, and yes there, ground, and not there, but yes here. And we do. So that should be what we need to get audio in from an external source. Now I just have to get an external source. Okay, so we've got the audio in jack connected internally, and we have a new cable. We have my cell phone with some WAV file versions of some software, and we're going to try this. So boot the machine back up. Start the load process. Start the playback. And fast forward, because this will take 6.5 minutes. Well, that would seem to be a success. I don't really know how to play this game, so but that's loading software. So I really don't know if we have a problem with the cassette deck or with the cassette of Ghouls and Ghosts, but for one reason or another, this wouldn't load. But I am able to load from an external device, and it works really well. So the next video on the Amstrad, which I don't know if that'll be next week or sometime later, the next video on the Amstrad, we will disassemble and do routine maintenance on the cassette deck, and hopefully by then I will have done more research and can talk about the capabilities of this machine. So that'll be it for today's video. Appreciate you guys watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Both of those things really help the channel, and I of course enjoy the engagement with you guys. If you have information you can share with me about the Amstrad, things that I don't know about it, there's a whole world of things I don't know about this machine. So please feel free to comment, and provide me with any information you think I should have. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you get notified when I post new videos or when I schedule a live or anything like that. Share it out to social media or to your friends who you think might enjoy it. Don't forget to take a look at the channels of my friends in the YouTube Retro Repairers little group that we have. Those would be 8-Bit Retro Refix, Joseph Retrobits, Captain Commodore, and Retro4U. There will be links to their channels in the description below. Again, I will post in the description a link to Noel's video on the Amstrad and adding the external audio input. And thank you. I know I normally just put up a little title with this, but thank you to my first patron. His name is showing up on the screen now. I appreciate that. And that'll do it for today. So everyone have a good week. Stay safe and be well, and we'll see you next time. Bye.